Today, we're going to jump into Wildgate, everybody.
What's Wildgate, Brett?
Wildgate is a game developed by Moonshot Games, published by Dreamhaven. We had a previous video where we talked about how Dreamhaven might bring back the Blizzard magic because they are a group of people that came from Blizzard, started their own publishing company, and Moonshot Games is one of their studios that's developing their first game, which is Wildgate. We played the community preview, and we're going to talk about some of our first-hand experiences of this game. Now, what is Wildgate? Wildgate is a team-based PvPvE multiplayer shooter that blends tactical ship-to-ship combat with fast-paced first-person action. Set in a procedurally generated expanse known as the Reach, players assume the roles of prospectors, spacefaring adventurers seeking powerful artifacts. This actually kind of reminds me of Concord, except better. Which is funny because the story of it is similar. Yeah. Victory is achieved either by escaping through the Wild Gate with the artifact or eliminating all rival crews. So some of the key features of this game: crew-based ship combat. Each match features 5 teams of 4 players piloting distinct ships with unique capabilities. Roles include piloting, gunnery, engineering, and boarding enemy vessels. There's diverse prospectors. You can choose from various characters, each with unique abilities and roles, such as Venture, who doesn't require oxygen and can survive in space indefinitely. There's dynamic environments. The Reach is procedurally generated, offering randomized locations, hazards, and loot in each match, and multiple win conditions, with winning by escaping with the artifact or being the last crew standing, eliminating all others. So, we've been jumping through Wildgate. I really love this game. I had a blast with it. I don't know how y'all felt about it, but I really enjoyed my time with it. I'm very excited to play it. I don't know if it's going to be like the Marvel Rivals like level of like excitement for me, but I could definitely see us jumping in and like playing this every once in a while to get a couple rounds in and just get that satisfaction and move on, because this was way more fast paced than I thought it was going to be. Way more full of action. Like I was expecting more Sea of Thieves, where it's like, okay, you're kind of on the ship for a while, then eventually you run into some stuff and it's like a short encounter and then you're done. But this was more like, no, there's like, you encounter a ship battle and it's like a back and forth like arena fight for like a good 20 minutes, and then you go to the next ship and fight them, or you can go find the artifact and leave. But I love that. I love the pacing of this game. I thought it was really cool and exciting. So what did y'all think about?
This reminds me, like you said, of Sea of Thieves a lot, but I love this way better.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, I think it's the pacing a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sea of Thieves had their own like ordeal, you know, is more open world. This one is a little bit smaller. I like the fact that we can go in and find different upgrades for your ship, which is a strategy of its own, just like to go to these little hidden places, find ship upgrades. So once you go to the final battle or you're about to fight another ship, you're fucking well stocked up to like do some damage. Some things I didn't like is like driving the ship. I thought that was a little disorienting a little bit. I kind of wish it was in like a third person view so I can fly around. But yeah, no, I'm having a blast with it. I wish is it still like in beta phase whenever you're doing?
Okay, beta basically.
The tutorial explained a lot, but I don't think it explained enough of certain things, like the different characters and stuff. I didn't realize that they had different abilities that were passive. And I had this one chick that turned invisible. I didn't even realize she was behind me until she fucking reappeared, and I thought it was a glitch.
Oh yeah.
And but no, I'm having a ball with this game, especially how like you can see the shield being destroyed, and you have like a gap that's open.
Make a little
hole in it in the shield, and you can then actually shoot the ship itself. It was pretty fun. So yeah, no, I was having a blast with it. I can't wait for the full release, and I'm down to clown with this. You know, and you can repair your ship too once it starts getting damaged. So people are on the ship, you can always reappear on your ship. There was a sweet battle that we were doing where there was environmental damage. There was like a fucking storm out.
Oh yeah, the cosmic storm. Yeah,
a cosmic storm out in front of where the artifact was, and we're trying to go in there. And we went in the front entrance. The other team went in the back entrance. So we're battling it out, duking it out. And then a third team just came in there, snuck in, grabbed the artifact, and dipped. And as we're fucking fighting it out, the other ship's at the fucking gate to leave, not even realizing it. So I kind of wish there was like a bigger alert system saying, hey, fucking the gate's opening, someone has the artifact.
Right.
So,
yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with this.
Yeah.
Because it could have gone either way, where it's like, obviously it needs more time for development, and it's just not where it needs to be, and therefore it wouldn't be super fun to play. But yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, definitely, just like Sea of Thieves, except in space, so you're going around getting the loot and certain weapons that are in these like little areas where they have like caches of weapons and other things and mods. Like in your ship, you have these mod ports that are scattered throughout, and I guess the bigger you get, the bigger ship you get, the more mods you get, maybe. We just play with one ship, and so you can plug those mods in, and you can take them off and replace them with other things that you find. So you can almost, like, if you're good enough or able to find those loot places enough, like, you can really customize your ship to the point where you got it exactly where you want it. And it was a lot of fun. And do you find mods for the laser turrets?
Yeah, you can swap out the turrets and stuff too. So when you go and raid those like asteroids and stuff like that, you get your ship mods, and you also can get different turrets. They're big, long pieces.
Okay.
And they can either upgrade an existing turret, or like one of them we got was a bomb that would shoot bombs on the ship, and you have to blow up the bomb.
Saw that, yeah.
Do some like major damage.
Gotcha.
plus,
That's
like,
what it
if you
was.
destroy someone else's ship, you can steal their mods,
their stuff,
bring
yeah.
their shit, which is cool.
And so I didn't ever try this, but can you go to someone else's ship who's you're attacking, it still like hasn't been destroyed, and take their mods?
I was thinking about that.
I think you can, but I never
so,
tried it, because I mean, a lot of them will have like just stuff like sitting, you know, they have just like their shit that they haven't put on anything, like laying on the ground. That you can definitely take. I would imagine you could also steal their mods too, but I didn't test that. But I think that would be smart to just go on there, just like take all their ship mods and then kill them all, you know. But
because I'm pretty sure I saw them where they were destroying our mods.
yeah, that's possible. Well, yeah,
Potentially taking them out. Which,
Oh yeah, you can fly their ship.
nice.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think so you can break the glass, and it's like, oh, auction has been compromised, but I guess it just deals with like your oxygen. I wish it was like that was a little more intense when the cockpit glass gets broken. But yeah, that whole back and forth and just fighting the ships was like super fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you go and you raid these little areas. Like we were on some asteroids and have to go through like a certain set of enemies and different corridors to unlock the room that had everything we needed, which was fine. And it's cool because you get the loot, but I didn't find that as exciting as like, ooh, let's just have a ship battle and create your ship.
I'll be curious if they like make that, like they have like variety in those enemy encounters and stuff like that later on in the game, like, you know, increased challenges, because I could see it getting repetitive of just like dropping in there and just killing the same little green monsters all the time. But the ship battles is really where it's all at, you know.
I wish there would be like more, or like I don't know, titans. I don't want to say titans, but like these flying monsters that could also get involved that you have to protect yourself from. They're just flying out in space.
Oh yeah.
So it's like if you get in a ship battle, like you're more likely to draw attention from these flying monsters. It could be small little things like a swarm, or maybe it's, you know, something bigger that comes along, does some damage. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. I mean, I'm sure they could add that in at a later time.
Yeah, I mean, as a dynamic game, you know, it's gonna, you know, live on. I think there's definitely a lot of potential for them to expand. I mean, that's the foundation here. I think is so solid. Like, I love the loop idea of just like, okay, you start out, you got 4 different ships are in this massive procedurally generated space, so no map is ever the same. And you go around and you're just like looting to collect certain upgrades to make your ship better. And the first thing you want to do really is just go start a fight. And these fights what was surprising to me is how varied they could be. Yeah. Because there were some fights that you and I played or whatever where they were like relatively short because there was like 3 ships fighting each other. But like me and Austin, you and I played that one map, we were like 45 minutes fighting that one ship.
Oh my God.
And it's like back and forth. Like they would take our shields down, and then we take their shields down. And it kept going back. I was like, this is never going to end. And eventually we finally like, or wait, you did something. You crashed in their ship. That's
so
what
I was like, you know what? This is taking forever. I'm getting bored because it's just a stalemate. So I crashed in their ship and
Chaos.
I crashed in it 3 times. And the first time I was like, oh, that did a lot of damage. But it also did a lot of damage to us.
Yeah.
So like we were also in not a good spot. So luckily we had a good amount of teammates, and I crashed another time. And that really started, I think they got to half health, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep crashing. Because it doesn't take but a second to jump off controls of the ship, start repairing things, because there's a giant fire, everything's broken, air's leaking out. Repair myself real quick because they're dealing with us, and our teammate just kept going to their ship and putting pressure on them. So that final hit was like all we needed, and then we won the match. And I was like, okay, this is fun. Like, I want to see what else you can do with the ship, like going forward, because it reminds me of that one game where you're in the sky, me and Travis. Dreadnought, yeah. Because they had ships like that where you would literally just ram into other ships to do damage. And it was like, I like that kind of combat that they had in that game. So for us to be able to do that here too, it's like, okay, because maybe you get a shields mod that gives you more shield, and then you get a speed mod, and you can just start ramming into ships, because they have a maneuverability mod too that you can put in there. So it's like, ooh, what are the combinations? Like, what's the strategies?
So here's a breakdown. So there's 4 ships in the game right now. The base one, I think, is what we get. It's the gunship, decent speed, decent firepower. And then they have one called Bastion. That's a secure ship designed for survivability, has a higher health pool and fortified doors that can only be opened from the inside. Ideal for players who want to prioritize defense and protect their crew. Then they have a privateer. It's a battleship armed with a gun deck featuring multiple turrets, allowing for heavy firepower. It excels in offensive engagements, enabling players to overwhelm opponents with a barrage of projectiles. And then there's the scout. That's a fast ship with enhanced speed and maneuverability, perfect for players who prefer a more agile playstyle, allowing them to quickly navigate the map and outmaneuver enemies. And I think each one has different sets of modules, like numbers of modules and like numbers of turrets and all that stuff. And then obviously health is varied as well.
It'd be kind of cool, because with the ship, we're actually looking at the ship that Brett just talked about with all the turrets. I think it'd be kind of cool if you could recruit like NPCs to help you out. Because that was the biggest part during our battle, is that there's only 4 of us. So 3 of us, like, one might be on the turret, and that same person might be, on duty to put out fires in the ship. One person has to drive, and the other 2 are potentially attacking or doing something else or helping in any of those scenarios. So I just found it very difficult to put the ship in a place that we could fire upon them while the other ship's moving, and there'd be a lot of we all go over, some of us come back, spawn in, some of us might put some pressure on them with our guns, but like they were now over here. So it's like, oh, now we gotta change the ship, and it's slow to move. It's not super slow, but it's slow enough where
it's pretty slow.
Me, it was annoying. So
yeah, that's the one thing I think I wish they would fix is I think the ship's speed and maneuverability should be adjusted. And I think if it was a little bit faster across the board, and I also wish there was like a little radar or something like on your control panel, because you can't. I don't know. Like, I like the idea of a third person view, but I feel like that might be like too easy to be able to like look around and stuff like that. And I think the first person immersion is interesting. I mean, but I think just having like something where you can see obstacles like on a little like radar that would be the screen, as well as where enemies are, so you can kind of like direct yourself in those directions.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a relatively easy add, but
because I had to keep jumping off and like looking around.
Well, because you have like the rear view shot, but the rear view shot is like so limited. You can't. It's not really helpful at all, But yeah, the gameplay, just the general gameplay here was just so cool, especially when you like blow somebody up and get on their ship. It's just like things like on fire and falling apart, and it's just so satisfying. It definitely has that.
Wish you can repair the ship. You just take it.
Oh, that'd be funny. Have 2 ships rolling up. I want to talk a little bit about the Prospector differences, because I know you were saying you didn't realize that when you're playing the game. So the Prospector that you were playing, this default one, Venture, that one, he is robots, so he doesn't require oxygen. So he's outside running around like he's fine and doesn't like lose oxygen. He also regenerates health faster when he's outside of a ship, and he can recharge weapons and equipment when he teleports back in. So that's his benefits. I was playing Sammo, this horse-looking dude that's got like a long beard or whatever.
Lion?
Is that a lion? Click. Oh, maybe it's a lion. I don't know. Oh, he's some kind of animal.
It's like he's like a rabbit or something. Oh, he's a rabbit.
I don't know.
Like a giant, dashing looking.
Whatever he is. He heals 100% after blasting a prospector. So if he kills somebody, he gets a full heal. Only works on his ship. He also can see players through walls at 30 meters on his ship as well.
Nice.
And gets 20% more health. So there's a nice little variety of, like, one character can melee attacks. His melee attacks damage ship parts, which is kind of cool. And then there's a Morphs, a little like flying one that's got the wings on it and stuff. He turns invisible when outside of a ship and is revealed by firing equipment, and flies 30% faster, but also has less health. So there's a lot of variety. And then there's also like your guns that you can unlock and upgrade over time. And also there's equipment changes as well. So you have like different weapons as well as different item types for like additional ammo or attack drones. And I saw that there's things later on like a little shield you can put up in front of you and all that different stuff. So there's a lot of different variety that you can unlock and upgrade over time, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, just go back with the like ship combat stuff. I think as much as I want it to be faster, it might be where it needs to be, honestly, because it was easy for our people to get to the other ship, even when they were trying to escape.
Yeah.
Because you have this like little, I don't know,
kind of forces you to
yo-yo grappling thing that would like repel you in space.
Sure. Yeah.
So like you have 2 of those charges per life, I guess. 'Cause I don't come back. So it's like getting to the other ship, even when they're trying to get away, allows us to put some pressure on them and do some damage. So it's not like you don't just go out there and you're like, oh, I'm never going to catch them.
Right. Yeah.
So that is nice. I mean, there are mods to speed up the ship, and you have a boost for a short time.
Yeah.
If you wanted that. So.
Well, I also like too the teleport feature. So like when you get in to a place and you're grabbing, I mean, it takes a little bit to like get to where you're going, but if you like grab something from somewhere, you can hold down a button and it teleports you back to your ship. So you don't have to like go back and forth. That was a nice thing. I also, what we didn't talk about is the resource management that comes into play with it, where you have this little receptacle on your ship where you collect resources for your health and then your ammunition, and then there's a third one too. It's a shield. Yeah, a shield. And you can go out, there's like little like asteroids and shit outside in the world that you can go and mine stuff from or steal from other teams, put in your receptacle to kind of create your like inventory. And then whenever you get damaged, there's like this generator at the bottom of your ship that you can press a button and it like basically like pumps in health into your ship and like gives you a charge back and stuff like that. But it's on a cooldown. So you can't do it often, but you got to make sure you're constantly having like a resource of the whatever the crystal.
I feel like we were running into that a lot,
dude. Never. I didn't know anyone ever got us resources. I thought we just had everything.
I got us resources because I was worried.
Yeah,
but I just never. I was the only one doing it. I was just like, I don't think this is that necessary.
Well, there might have been people doing it, you know, like
not realize.
Just didn't realize. Yeah, there was definitely people running around doing different stuff that were just like they just disappear and all of a sudden they come back, you know.
Yeah.
But it was also really easy to just like grab it from other people's ships whenever you're out adventuring and stuff.
Oh, you also have probes that you can send out.
Yeah.
You man them at the probe station and they can fly around and scan things so you can see if there's like a point of interest to go to, or I guess finding resources that are out there. So
yeah, that was nice to scan around. So everybody kind of assumes a role. Some people jump on turrets, some people drive, some people do scanning.
I ain't driving shit.
Oh yeah.
I ain't a fucking ass.
And then you just run around. And there's also voice chat. There's proximity chat in the game too, I think, which, I mean, I didn't have it turned on, so I couldn't hear. But I think that could be interesting at some point of utilizing prox chat. But it's like, this reminds me a lot of the Sea of Thieves or PvP arena mode that they had. I mean, it's like kind of designed around that. But I think this is, well, one, you load in a match faster, which is nice. But then I thought with the PvP on Sea of Thieves, as fun as it was, like, it wasn't... I feel like it was a little repetitive in that you basically are just like 2 ships circling around each other and just firing cannons at one another.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's like there's a lot more diversity of things that you can do, like with boarding the ship and like sabotaging them. And, you know, there's later on I saw that there's like bombs that you can set charges on inside their ship and like blow stuff up that way. Like there's a lot more diversity in the combat scenarios that makes it a lot more interesting, especially when you had like 3 ships in Sea of Thieves. I felt like you were literally just spinning around each other.
Oh yeah.
And in this one, it's like you have 3 ships, but you're boarding the shit out of each other. Yep. You know, it's like this cool, huge combat situation happening up in the sky.
And you have your guns that are pointed in different directions.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like it's different. It's not just like, oh, I gotta I gotta get my ship on the right side,
Right.
the left side, just so I can attack and
Right.
that position.
Yeah. No matter what direction they are, you
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of times where I was piloting the ship and I would just like tilt it left or right, and I didn't have to worry about like coming alongside. Like we have an angle, so we'll take it. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it some more. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be one of those games we like get addicted to, like Marvel Rivals, like you said.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, if we're going to have a stream day, like, this would be fun.
Yeah, this would be fun with everyone.
Yeah.
I think with everyone, all of us communicating together, it would be fun.
I think Travis will like this game. I hope he likes this game. I feel like it's going to scratch at it.
I don't know. You say that a lot about Travis.
I do, and I want to think I know him, but I don't.
You don't know.
Well, I think he's going to be apprehensive about it.
Oh, he will.
Gets in.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay. This isn't super complicated.
A lot of streaming.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did some research online and pulled out some insights into like what other people were saying about this game, and
Dad didn't pull out.
it's kind of fuck you. It's similar to what we kind of talked about. Things that people love is the strategic depth of the game, the blend of ship management and first-person combat requiring coordination and decision-making, the unique character designs offer a variety of play styles, and the replayability with the procedurally generated environments. But negatives were definitely the ship handling felt sluggish.
Yep.
Tutorial gaps. Tutorial is noted as fun, but lacking in certain key information, potentially leaving new players unprepared, and some balance concerns of certain ships and characters feeling underpowered or overpowered, including a need for balancing investments. But
Basically everything we said.
yeah, so look at that. We're
Weird.
we're
Right
on top of it, you know.
Doing
Look
a
at
good
us.
job.
Yeah.
I always question that.
Tell us we're doing a good job.
Tell me I'm doing a good job. Stop leaving me bad comments.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah, stop telling us we don't know what we're
I
doing.
want to be able to sleep at night.
Yeah. But yeah, after playing the community preview, that's a pretty awesome game. Unique blend of mechanics. Excited to see where it goes. I believe
When's it full release? I am fucking down to play this game.
I don't think they've announced it yet. They haven't announced it.
Because I feel like they're going to...
It'll be this year. They're going to do a couple more of these community previews as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I believe they did end up... I'm trying to remember... I feel like I keep going back and forth.
Possible. I mean, look, we got this video. Yeah. I'm sure we could stream.
The Boom Tube. Those are dailies? Oh, no, that's just
I think it's doing a mission.
together to mission.
So
And
they...
it reminds me of Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
Yes.
Brett and I were talking about that.
Yeah.
It's like it's just the aesthetics and stuff like that. I'm like, this feels like Ratchet and Clank, which I love. I fucking love.
So they say that I think this game is going to be a premium game, not free to play.
Okay.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah, I will too. They have like a battle. I'm curious to know how the battle pass system is going to work when the full game comes out, because it's kind of like Helldivers, you know, where you got these little like cosmetic passes and shit, you know. But I don't know how they're going to treat that. So they went back and forth on this, but they landed on a premium model. They look at the market today and look at what's working well and where free-to-play and premium games are succeeding. They felt that this was a good place for our game to be. They're not a huge team, so building our capabilities and requirements and some of the loops that free-to-play requires was a large task. So in order to try and create the best experience, we landed on a premium price point. I think that's good.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, Wildgate, y'all. It's coming out sometime this year. I'm not sure when, but it should be available on PC. I think they're going to bring it out on consoles as well. So, yeah.
I hope it's on Game Pass.
It probably will be. This looks like a Game Pass game.
It doesn't necessarily need to be on Game Pass, but
No.
probably best it's not, so they can make all the money.
Yeah.
Whole Microsoft being a little...
Right.
But every day this game's going to last. It's probably gonna...
Oh, don't say that, bro.
Possible. Who knows?
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
know.
Okay.
I think there's a lot of potential here. But yeah, I think it's too soon to know.
Yeah.
I think it's unique enough
Yeah.
that it'll find its audience. But I mean, it also may not be like massively huge or anything like that. And it could just be too much to keep up, you know? So, but I think there's enough here that it could find its niche of people and,
I don't know.
you know, like the finals.
Like, it's close enough to Sea of Thieves, and I think there's enough action going on with enough customization.
Yeah. But I can play this game for 2 hours and be bored.
Well, that is the thing. It's like, will you lose your interest?
Fair enough.
But I say that about Helldivers too. So
No one cares about your opinion.
Wow.
You're wrong, Brett.
Wrong. I could play Helldivers hours and hours.
Well, yeah, because you're a freaking pleb that just like simple things.
Casual game. I had 264 hours in Helldivers.
I'm just casual. I gotta play more because y'all are just.
I haven't played it forever. You know, I want to see the weapon customization. You know?
Well, you're still like ahead of me, weren't you?
I was, yeah.
I'm like not even past level 50 yet.
Let's say we can stream it this Tuesday, but I have a feeling you're either working or you're not there.
Oh yeah, about that.
I'm actually available.
Oh, you are.
I thought you were working.
Tuesday. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking the wrong week.
Is it just me?
Let's see.
I am
Talk
working
about after
Tuesday.
this.
All right, well,
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway, check out Wildgate, everybody. It is there. If you go to their website, you can sign up for. You can join their Discord, and there's no current like sign up yet, but you can wishlist the game on whatever platform you want: Xbox, PlayStation 5, or Steam.
what? Not Nintendo?
Not Nintendo.
Come on.
Come on.
And yeah, we'll hopefully see it come out later this year.